Okay, welcome everybody. My name is Iris Rosen, and I'm the moderator for this panel. I am Director of Social Work at SUNY State College of Optometry, the University Eye Center, and this is the conference that you guys have been at all day, and it's sponsored by the CCVIP, the New York State Commission for the Blind and Visually Handicapped, Rozicki and Associates, the Hidden City Cafe, and CBS Television Network. Just a reminder to please put cell phones on mute, and the focus of the presentation will be on the panelists, and at some point when the panelists are done speaking, we'll leave ample time at the end for questions, right? Sounds right? Okay. And I want to introduce, we're expecting somebody else, but he hasn't arisen yet, so I'll just do Gus's bio. He has arisen. Okay. Welcome. What's up? Okay, so to the left of me is Gus Chalkias, and he is the coordinator of CCVIP Technology Demo Center, which was created for the purpose of giving people an opportunity to look at and experience accessible technology that is not readily available to them. Gus has a BA in economics from NYU and was working as an accountant when his vision changed drastically due to retinitis pigmentosa in the year 2000. After undergoing vision rehab services, Gus started working in the Information and Resource Center at the Lighthouse for almost 5 years. After that, he worked as a career counselor with many of the programs offered by the Lighthouse, including the youth programs, with which he still continues to participate. At the same time, Gus was working as a tutor and instructor at CCVIP on a part-time basis. When the demo center was created, it seemed like a natural progression for Gus as it combined his past experience with education, information, and referrals. And you were here before, right? You were up here before, Rad, right?
I just crashed earlier.
So now Rad is back, and he is from the Association of Vision Rehabilitation Employment, AVRE, and also is a technology consultant with a focus on accessibility for blind and low vision users. He has developed many seminars and workshops, as well as provided one-on-one trainings in the use of various accessible devices and applications since 2007. In addition, he has consulted on projects related to social media, optimization, auto production, equipment and techniques, home theater equipment, as well as many other types of consumer and professional grade electronics. With that, I give you our presenters.
I'd be a little embarrassed by the bio if I hadn't written it myself. So welcome to your Art Afternoon Technology Workshop. Today what we're going to be talking about is what should you think about? What should you talk about before, while, and during the purchase of technology? Right, so I've prepared a couple of, I have an outline up here that I'm going to be working with, and I'm going to go through some of the stuff. There's a lot of material for me to go through, so I do ask that if you have a question, and you can hold it till the end, when we will have an opportunity to do Q&A. I do request that you do hold on to your questions. If it's really, really, really burning, you can raise your hand, and if Iris thinks that you're worthy of being spoken to, then we will speak to you. Okay? What's that?
It's really burning to see a doctor.
Yes. So,
oh, nice.
okay, so the first thing that I did is I kind of separated today's session into 4 components, right? And I call it the 4 whats, right? The first what are my needs? The second what is what are my skills? The third one is what additional training do I need? And finally, what's my budget? Right? All very important questions to start with, yes?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Yes.
All right, so let's start with what are my needs, right? So the first thing is, what do I want to do? Like, what do I want this technology for? You know, do I want to read a book? Do I want to design the next skyscraper to go up in New York? Do I want to check my email and listen to music, or do or am I looking to sync my computer to my iTunes library so that my iPad has the latest in my music tastes, right? Like, these are very important things to think about. Like, if you want something just for internet and for email, do you need to have Microsoft Office on there? Right? Right. Do you?
That question.
Yes.
No, you want a question? No.
Do you? Well, no, these are not questions. These are, I'm going to ask you guys for possibly yes or no answers. Right? So, like I said, if all I want to do with my computer is check my email and surf the web, do I need to have Microsoft Office on there? No, right? So, and similarly, if I want to do productivity work, if I want to do work for school or for work, do I need Microsoft Office?
Yes.
Right, so I need to look at what things do I need, or do I want a Mac? Do I want a PC? Right? These are the things to look at when you're going to purchase a computer. Why are these things important? Because you want something that's actually going to work for you. You don't want to buy something that's kind of beyond your needs, although these days you can pretty much buy a relatively inexpensive computer, which Brad will talk about shortly, that meets a lot of different needs, limited or extreme. You want to look at what types of devices do I want, right? Do I want a digital book player? Does everybody know what a digital book player is? No. Okay, good. That's something to also look at. Like, do I want to be able to, Ms. Dixon showed us earlier this morning, she played a book that she downloaded from the National Library Service and played it on her iPhone, right? Do I want a device that can play books like that? Because not every device does.
By the way, before we move on, I just want to mention, that app's like a top secret. It's not even released yet. If you go last night searching for bar in the App Store and you don't find it, that's why. I just wanted to know that.
Totally top secret. I wish you could have told us they released it on it. So, like, these are the things to consider. Do I want an iPad? Do I want a laptop? Do I want a desktop? All of these things are different, have different features. You want something that's mobile, you're not going to buy a desktop computer, yes?
Correct.
Yes. If you want something that is going to hold a lot of music and video, you're probably not going to buy an iPad with 16 gigabytes of storage on it, right? So you have a lot of different stuff and different options to consider when you're purchasing things, okay? What do I not want to do? There's also another conversation, yes? So what do I not want to do means, like, what are the things that I don't need this computer to do? Do I not need everything that I just mentioned, right? Like, you want to look at the things that you do and don't need, because then you can, when you walk into a place or when you talk to somebody who's selling a computer, they can give you information that's relevant to your needs. So it takes, it's actually really important to sit down with yourself and possibly with a technology expert and list, these are the things I want to do. I want to be able to read a book. So I want to go back to the digital book players that I spoke about earlier, yes? If I want to read a book, what else do I need? Can the digital book player operate on its own? Right? Probably not, because how are you going to download the book to the digital book player? You need a computer, yes. So you want to like look at all of these things, and a lot of people these days are substituting iPads for their home computers, right? Or smaller portable devices. Will the iPad be sufficient for me to be able to download and purchase these books if I want to transfer them onto my, let's say, my Victor Reader stream? No. So these are the different things that we want to look at. The next thing that we want to look at is, what are my skills?
Can I already use the technology?
Can I already use the technology? So, can I use what I want to buy? Again, if you don't know what a book player is, obviously it's pretty safe to assume you probably don't know how to use that technology, yes? Right? So we want to look at, like, what can I use here? What assistive technology do I use? Can I use my assistive technology? Am I using the right assistive technology? These are all questions to think about. How many people have I seen come through my classes that are using Zoom text at a 12 times magnification, and they're still sitting right on top of their computer, and they're saying, I'm fine. But it takes them 20 minutes to get through a 3-line email. Yes? Right, these are things to consider. Do I need speech? Do I need a Braille device? Do I need a speech device? Do I need a magnification device? Do I need voice recognition? I have recently spoken to somebody who is desperate to have a computer that he can talk to, right? I want a computer that I can talk to, it will do what I want, and that's how I want it. Is there something wrong with your fingers, sir? No. Okay.
Just a huge fan of Star Trek.
Just a huge fan, yes. So there's things to consider, like, why do you want them? Is this, so going back to my 4 whats, right? Like, I'm gonna kind of jump back and forth. Yes, is it possible to have a computer that you can talk to? Absolutely, right? Is it expensive to have such a configuration? Also absolutely. Right, so to get a computer that works with JAWS and you can talk to and tell it to do something, you are looking at an investment of upwards of $3,000 just for the software. So is that something that you want to do? Or, and not that JAWS is cheap, right? But $1,000 compared to $3,500, huge difference, right? So these are the things to start considering when you're looking at purchasing your technology. I'm going to keep moving through my list here, so you may hear some stuff that I've already said.
Really quick, and
Sure, of course.
If you feel like you're confident with the technology that you already know and use, it's also worth reevaluating every now and then, with the changing nature of technology. Just in this conference, 5 years ago, the first technology conference that happened 6 years ago, we were talking about totally different things. iPhones weren't on the map yet, none of that stuff was on the map. So we're constantly having to reevaluate what the best route from point A to point B is. So sometimes it's worth a look at how optimized is this for my needs? Has my vision changed? Have my skills changed? Is there a better solution? So if you're really looking to sink some money into a new device, be it assistive or mainstream, I like to feel like what we're saying here applies to just about any purchase. You really should reevaluate whether there's something better out there that'll better suit your needs. Absolutely.
Can I use touch screens? Can I keyboard?
Right, so these are some questions. Can I keyboard? This goes along with what Brad was just saying. Can I use the keyboard? Can I use a touch screen?
Can I use assistive technology?
This one I would
Can I
do.
use the direct assistive technology?
Yes.
Can I use productivity tools?
And so this brings me to the next thing, right? Can I use productivity tools? What's a productivity tool? Right.
Twitter.
So productivity tools are products like Outlook, like Word, like Excel, or PowerPoint.
Pandora.
Things that are used, yes, Pandora is very important, and music identifiers, right? But these are tools that you're going to need to use when you're in a work environment, when you're in an academic environment, right? So things that you can be productive with. And you'll be producing things that will be probably viewed by other people. And I don't mean, your email that it's all lowercase and no punctuation. I mean like things that will be handed in and possibly graded, or if your boss likes it or doesn't like it, won't be thrown back at you. These are the things to think about, and then how do you know what you need,
What additional training?
right? So this brings us into the next section, is what additional training do I need to be able to use this technology? Do I need to go learn how to use JAWS or Zoom Text or Magic or my Braille device or my iPad or any of the above technology that we've talked about? How do I learn? Have I had an evaluation? Right? So there's tech centers all over the city where you can go and sit down with somebody and talk to them, and you can actually see what's available. You can talk to people who are experts in the field, right? And they can provide insights and information to you that will give you access to or knowledge that would allow you to make an informed choice. Right? I think I already said that in my introduction question earlier, is that one of my goals, or one of my job goals, is to enable people to make informed choices. And that's one of the things that this seminar is really about is, like, who do I talk to? Because sometimes you may not be the right person to answer your own questions. Right? That's why there's, you may be an expert on making vanilla pudding. In which case, yes, I'm very happy with you. But I may be an expert on assistive technology. So would I come to you to talk to you about JAWS if you're an expert on vanilla pudding? But if I wanted to come and talk to somebody about what's the best way to make a really yummy and filling vanilla pudding, then I might come to talk to you. So,
Do I need assistance?
there we
Do
go.
I need to start from scratch?
Do I need to start from scratch? This is an important one. Why is this important? People come to me and they're like, I know how to do these things. So I sit them in front of a computer and I tell them do this, this, and this. And they have no idea what I'm talking about. Where do we start? Sometimes you start with just terminology. Terminology for us is much more important for people is much more important for people who are visually impaired than for people who are sighted. Why is that? Because if I need to instruct you and I tell you, read me your title bar, and you have no idea what the title bar is, then we have a problem, right? But if somebody who's sighted is looking at their title bar on their screen, they can pretty much figure it out. But for somebody who's blind, sometimes the concept is where the gap is, yeah? So learning terminology. I did a seminar about a year and a half ago called Computers 101, where all I did for 2 hours is break down computer words. And people really, really enjoyed it. Why? Because a lot of us don't know what the words are that go with particular hardware, software, and virtual conversations, right? So just for those of you who don't know, a title bar is what appears at the top of your screen that tells you what program and what document or file you're in, right? So it might say document 1 Microsoft Word or something like that. These are definitely some things that you need to consider.
What's my budget?
What's my budget? Finally, right? How much money am I willing to spend? Or how much money am I able to spend? A lot, like I said before, having a computer that operates using JAWS and you want to have speech recognition for it to be voice controlled, you're looking at an investment of $3,500 just for software plus your actual computer, right? So that's going to go upwards of $4,000. Is that in our budgets? Most of us. Probably not, right? At least not in one fell swoop. So there are funding options out there. There's places like BACB, AFB, NFB, Lions Club, the Commission, right? All these agencies have either some funding opportunities or some loan opportunities and things like that so that you can participate. And I can give you some more details on that if you guys are interested in, separately, not in this session. But these are things to know about as well, like how can I pay for this? Right, so these are all the questions. Have I made you dizzy yet with all the questions? Right, these are all the questions to think about before you walk in to purchase a piece of technology. If you don't, you could end up with a piece of technology that you cannot use. I'm going to give you an example of a man who came to me and he says, and he's blind, recently blinded because of a brain tumor, I want to learn how to use the Mac. He went out and bought a $3,000 MacBook. He came to my office and he told me I want to learn how to use the Mac. So, okay, let's look at using the Mac. He sits down, we turn on VoiceOver, right? For those of you who are not familiar, VoiceOver is the screen reader that's built into the Mac. We turned on VoiceOver, we started working together, and VoiceOver requires the use of 2, 3, 4, or 5 fingers and button presses at a time. Yes, it's very, very, very good. And this man, because of his brain tumor, which caused his blindness, had hand tremors. Right? So he came to me, he wanted to learn how to use this. Could he use his computer? No. How much money did he spend? Right. He spent $3,000 on a piece of equipment that he was not able to use. And that's the thing, is we want to make sure that people are out there buying stuff that is good for them, that is suited to them, not because, yes, it's wonderful that Apple has built-in assistive tech, right? We don't have to pay extra, so how awesome is that? But, am I able to use it? It's a big question. And that's really ultimately like, what do I want to do and am I able to use it are the two questions you want to start with.
So there's a lot of really big, sometimes difficult to answer questions being asked here because some of us have an innate passion for things that require batteries and chargers, myself. So I've taken it upon myself to learn what all the numbers and terms mean, and that's why, you know, some of this stuff comes easier to me. But some people are like, there's 50 products in the store right now. I only want one. Which one's the right one? Tell me, Best Buy man. Tell me now. Trouble with Best Buy man is that he gets paid commission. And he gets paid to upsell you. Because the more Best Buy man can upsell you, I'm sorry, there's no one here from Best Buy. I'm not, but I am.
My apologies, a little too late.
Yeah, well, I like the color blue.
Yes.
Huh?